We have to know, for some of you guys, your business is growing during good or bad times, you have to study it. But many times when the business isn't growing, we don't like to study to see what things we could have done differently. 2 weeks ago, I got a hold of a book called How to Mighty Fall. If you guys haven't ordered this book yet, it's an easy book. It's 4 hours Audible. Just go order the Audible and listen to it. It's worth reading. Anybody's read the book Good to Great? Who's read the book Good to Great? It's the same author that wrote Good to Great. So if you don't know the book, it's Good to Great. Jim Collins is a legend. How to Mighty Fall. There's 5 things this author talks about on how to mighty fall. 5 things. Here's what the 5 things are. Number 1, hubris born of success. Does anybody know what this means? Hubris born of success means what? Full of yourself. When you start making money and you start saying, I'm so good. I am so amazing. We did it because we're smarter than everybody else. Nobody is as good as we are. And then you start saying, well, you know, the people, it was really all me. It wasn't anybody else. I did all of this. It was all me. This is because of me. All because of me. And that's a very unattractive quality when a person gets to this point. The author asks 2 questions. It's a very interesting question. I want your attention with these 2 questions because it has a lot to do with step number 1. Phase number 1 he talks about. He says, you have 2 options on who to be. 2 options. Option number 1 is to be the person that says the following. We're winning because we're great. We're the best. No one's like us. We're the best at what we do. We're smarter than everybody. We work harder than everybody. We're this, we're that. We have the best technology. We have the best this, we have the best that. That's one mindset. The second mindset, he says, is when you say, look guys, we're good. But man, I really think we have to improve our technology or else. Guys, I think we're solid. We have a very good thing going on here in this system. But I think the other guy's doing it better. I do think we need to improve our systems a little bit and tighten it up. Guys, I do think we have that client that we just closed that's $1 million commission, but I'm just gonna go stop by and visit them today in case another person came and tried to sell them away from us today. I'm gonna go stop by because I don't know if we 100% have them. I think we have the client 80%, but I'm not convinced we have them 100%. Guys, I think those 2 salespeople that work for us, the 2 LOs, I think they're happy, but I'm gonna take them to a restaurant tonight just to make sure they're happy. Because I don't know, I think they're locked in, but I'm gonna take them out to dinner tonight. You got 2 mindsets. One of them is what? We're the best. The other one is what? We're good, but I think we gotta I still think we got work to do, right? The author says, a person who thinks like this, if you are right and you're the best, guess what? You kill everybody as a competitor. But if you're wrong, what happens? You're going out of business. Then he comes over here and it says this mindset, the person's like, I just think we're not there yet, guys. I think we got to do this. We're good, but I think we got to improve this. We got to call the client one more time. This mindset, he says, if you're right, that's great. If you're wrong, that's great. Did you get the question on what he's saying? Both ways, you're better off betting here. A lot of people in the marketplace were here the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. We're the best. We're the best. We're the best. Hubris born of success. You think it's because of you and you cannot lose. Number 2, undisciplined pursuit of more. It's very interesting how we explain this here. How many of you guys remember a company called Rubbermaid? Who remembers Rubbermaid? Anybody remembers Rubbermaid? So one day Rubbermaid is killing it. They're doing great. They're dominating the marketplace. They all of a sudden say, the way we're gonna beat everybody is we're gonna produce and invent 1 new product every day for the next 3 years. Oh my God, that's so innovative. Every day for 3 years they produce a new product. Guess what happens 3 years later? They have 1,000 new products. But guess what happened to their company? They don't know how to sell it because they went too wide too soon. They lost their specialty. They lost their focus. Boom, they took a massive hit. The market came and passed them up. During a time like this, a lot of people during scary times like the one we're in, they're gonna try to say, okay, let me tell you what we offer. And we offer this, and we do credit repair, and we do REO, and we do short sale, and we do loan modification, and we do that, and we do this, and we do that, and we offer this, and we offer that. We offer 48 different products. Not the right strategy. You're going here. You're being tempted to try to do everybody. Like, you're gonna come to a meeting like this. Oh, we're gonna sell this. Oh, no, let's do this over here. No, let's do this. No, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do that. Momentum's not going to be created every time you're shifting and adjusting your philosophies. Not strategic. Number three is denial, risk, and peril. Here's what this is. How many of you guys, we've all done this before, but tell me if you relate to this. How many of you guys look at your data on a weekly basis? You look some kind of data on a weekly basis, if not on a monthly basis. Raise your hand if you look at some data. How many of you guys sometimes, when you're talking to your team or yourself, you only want to look at the data that makes you look good? How many of you guys have done that before? Raise your hand if you've done that before, right? We've all done it before, right? Okay. It'll be like this in a meeting. So, oh guys, let me tell you what happened. Do you know we have a record-breaking amount of 1003s, the applications that came in, and the amount of calls that we show, it's amazing. Yeah, but we're not fun. We have to look. No. Let's stay positive. Do you realize what's going on? You know how much money we're making? Look how much money yeah, I get it, but customers, we're getting 22% fewer customers coming into the restaurant every day. Stop being negative. Do you realize what we did? We have now expanded and opened up 5 more new offices. Yeah, I know, but dude, our EBITDA just dropped. What are we doing? Our EBITDA just dropped. Michael Burry, who knows who Michael Burry is? Does anybody know who Michael Burry is? How many guys have no clue who Michael Burry is? The moment I tell you who he is, you know who he is, you're gonna follow him on Twitter. Who's seen the movie Big Short? The guy who predicted it, his name is Michael Burry. He has an account on Twitter, it's called Cassandra. It's him. He's got like 600,000-800,000 followers. Go follow him. He tweeted something 2 days ago. He said the following. How many of you guys know what the word EBITDA is? Does anybody know what the word EBITDA means? He says, how is it that we have 100 companies on the market right now that are worth $10 billion, but their EBITDA was minus $100 million the last 12 months? Did anybody catch what I just said right now? Companies worth $10 billion, but their net profit's minus 100 million. He's like, is anybody looking at this stuff? This is the same thing he said with Big Short. So this is where people are like, no, but don't look at all the data. What you're supposed to do in this session here is you're supposed to sit with your leaders and say, guys, listen, we have to look at these numbers together because you first sell everybody on what the vision is long-term, not short-term. If the vision is long-term, we have to look at all this data. He said the reason why the mighty fall is they do not look at the data that doesn't make them happy. They don't have the guts to do it. Number 4, let's go to number 4. Number 4 is grasping for salvation. You know what stage this is? This is where you're now begging. This is when you, all of a sudden, you go to Walmart, you buy a set of knee pads because never in your life have you prayed this many times before. You're getting on your knees. You've started praying to Prophet Muhammad, you're praying to Jesus, you're praying to Abraham, you're praying to every religion. You go from Catholic to Mormonism to Scientology. You're like, any God that's listening to me, can one of you guys make a miracle for me, please? You're now begging for salvation. Please save me. Please save us. And what happens next? Capitulation to irrelevance or death. Do you know what that means? A little bit too many big words for me as well. Does anybody know what capitulation to irrelevance or death? You know what that means? You're gone. You're out of business. So now, how many of you guys are willing to admit to the following? Raise your hand if you're willing to say, I think we went through a little bit of stage number 1. How many of you guys went through a little bit of stage number 1? Which is kind of like, man, I think we're like really, really good. And you're like, I don't know if we're as good as we, okay. By the way, all of us are there. All of us are there. How many of you guys are currently maybe at stage number 2? You're like trying a million different things to try to get so innovative. How many of you guys are at stage number 3 right now? You're like, you do not want to look at the bad numbers. You do not want to look at the bad numbers. Whatever stage you're at, I'm going to go back and tell you the story of Ann Mulcahy. Here's what Ann Mulcahy said. Ann Mulcahy started working at Xerox in 1976 as a salesperson. 24 years later, Ann Mulcahy, who did sales for 16 years, and for 8 years she did HR and home office, the board makes a decision to promote Ann Mulcahy from a Xerox salesperson to, you know what position? What position do you think they gave her from a salesperson? A company the size of Xerox. Do you want to take a wild guess what the position was? You can scream it out. What do you think it was? To the CEO of Xerox. What? So she gets the call. The board says, yep, and we're announcing you as the next CEO of Xerox. You're announcing me as the next? Yep, you're the next CEO of Xerox. Oh, but I'm not ready. They're announcing her as a Xerox. Okay, she's a CEO. But we got some news for you. What's that? Let us tell you what kind of company you're getting. What's that? I'm ready for this. This is exciting. I'm going to become the CEO of Xerox. This is at a time where women are not becoming CEOs of Fortune 100 companies. This isn't today. This is years ago in 2001, August 15th, is when she got the promotion of CEO with Xerox. They said, here's where the company's at today. Xerox today, we are in debt. Debt, bonds. We're in debt $19 billion. And she's like, okay, but how much cash do we have? We're in debt $19 billion. We only have $100 million in a bank account. Let me give you some perspective. That's like you having $190,000 in credit card and you only have $1,000 in the bank. How many of you guys would be freaking out right now if that was you and you got that job? That's how she got promoted to CEO. So she sits there, she's looking at this saying, this year, the board tells her, we lost $376 million this year. Moody's, does anybody know what Moody's grading company is? They graded Xerox bonds as junk bonds. Does anyone know what a junk bond is? Like it's trash, don't waste your time, don't buy the bonds of Xerox. Now, how many here know who Xerox is? Who knows who Xerox is? Who knows who Xerox is? How many guys have bought a product from Xerox before in your office? This is Xerox we're talking about. Xerox about to go out of business. Ann Mulcahy, salesperson, 26, she's been with them from 1976. She's a salesperson. They promote her. 16 years she's been doing sales. She's now the CEO. They have her the first meeting. She gets up there and she says, let me tell you guys the story of Xerox. Here's who we are. Here's what we've overcome. Here's what we've done. Here's why we've won. Here's what we've done well. Here's what we're going to go back to. We're not going to 50 new products. We're not going back to doing all this stuff. We're going to shut this down. It's wasting money. We're going to shut that down. We're going to close this down. We're going to go to basic fundamentals. And she went out there, started talking to all of the executive, the employees, the salespeople, lifting everybody up. Hey, thank you for your work. You're doing such a great job. Let's keep getting better. Thank you for your work. You're doing such a great job. Let's keep getting better. She kept going to everybody, talking. 2 years later or so, they profit $1 billion. 4 years later, Chief Executive Magazine calls her the CEO of the year. Forbes said she is the 6th most powerful woman in the world. Ann Mulcahy. And she started off as a regular sales rep for Xerox. What's the point here? What your family right now needs, what my family right now needs, what our family right now needs, our company, our associates, people we're working with, it's going back to the basic fundamentals. The future looks bright. Long term, we're good. Let me tell you why we started this company. Here's why we started XYZ. This is what the vision was. These are our customers. How can we help you? Look, some of you are not going to be here with us long term. I know times are going to be hard, but those of you that do, one day we're going to tell the story. We had one of our guys, in 2010, these guys got started with us, okay? They came with us, they were with us for 2 years. When I gave the first round of equity to our sales guys, they qualified for the second biggest share when they got this equity. When times got hard, they stepped away a year later. This is 2012, 2013, they stepped away. When this event took place a few months ago, you know their equity, you know how much their exit was supposed to be? If I tell you the number, you'd feel so bad for those guys. You would feel so bad for them. But I told everybody, listen, times are not going to be always good. We're going to go through some challenging times. It's going to be hard. Those of you who stick around with us long term, we're going to take over the world together. And this was the constant language. So now, Pat, what do I do from here? A few things for you to be thinking about. Number one, you got to initiate new contacts. You have to be a biz dev machine today. Network card, network card, network card. Send them a gift, send them a book. Be different when you network with people. Don't just go and network and get people's numbers and try to do business with them day one. Become an incredible networker. Number two, maintain the current contacts that you have and then advance the current contacts that you have. What does that mean? Maintaining is, hey Johnny, how's everything? Family's good, everybody's good? Yes, fantastic. Johnny, how can I help you? What are you going through right now that I can help you with? Oh, we're good, man, everything. But you know what? I am looking for somebody that's a great CPA. Do you know a great accountant? Absolutely. I'll give you 2 options on great accountants. I'm gonna text them to you right now. Matter of fact, did you get the text? Yes. These are the 2 best guys. Give them a call. I'll call him and let him know that he should be expecting a call from him. Hey, thank you so much, Patrick. No problem. By the way, can I ask you a question? Yeah. I'm looking for a couple people here to help raise money. Do you know any good investment bankers I should be talking to? Of course. I got one. His name is Jackie. Fantastic. Can I get his name? Do you mind sending an email or a group text and making an intro? Most definitely. Because I'm initiating new contacts, I'm maintaining my existing contact, and I'm advancing my existing contact to meet people that they know. This is what you got to be doing the next 3, 6, 12 months.